Hey there, I'm Kim Dakin, and I've got a question for you. When's the last time you experienced a meaningful day? Would you even recognize one if you had one? And why the heck is this question important? I know what you're thinking. I've already got so much crammed into my day. Now I got to worry about whether it's meaningful. Here's why it's important. Lack of purpose and meaning is a leading cause of depression in our country today. We all know rates of depression are skyrocketing for teenagers and young adults. But did you also know that it's the leading cause of disability for working age Americans? And speaking of the workplace, only 36% of us are engaged in our work at any time. And only 13% of working Americans consider their work to be meaningful. What's wrong with this picture? So I will ask you again, what makes a meaningful day for you? Maybe it's the same as a good day. I used to think so, but what I'm discovering now is that a good day allows me to stay kind of comfy cozy, right? I don't have to push my boundaries. I don't have to push myself out of my comfort zone. I can just sit back and relax, a nice normal. But a meaningful day will often create waves in my experience. A meaningful day asks that I discover something about myself and my world, or those around me. A meaningful day makes waves and asks me to take risks. So what's in the way of my having a meaningful day? Well, from the positive intelligence coaching model that I've undertaken, turns out we've all got 9 different saboteurs that kind of get in our way in making progress. They certainly get in our way when it comes to having a meaningful day. My restless saboteur wants to keep me on the surface of my experience. Whoa, what just flew into my Instagram? Wow, look at that Facebook post. I don't have to go deeply into any one thing, but I can give myself the illusion of accomplishing a lot because my hyperachiever is also at play and also in the way of my having a meaningful day. I'm going to direct your attention now to this odd little jar here with some marbles. This was inspired by a story that I found in Maria Shriver's newsletter called Sunday Paper. For anybody who reads it, you know it's really a juicy and well worthwhile addition to your reading on a weekly basis. A friend of hers came over. This is somebody she takes a daily walk with. And he gave her a large jar and a large bag of marbles and asked her the question, how many days do you think you have left on the planet? I don't know of anybody who can answer that truthfully. But then the next question was even more important. How many of those days will be meaningful? He encouraged her to put a marble in the jar for every meaningful day she had. And more importantly, to start to discern what makes a meaningful day. I got inspired by this, and this is my own jar and my own marbles. I really have come to love this exercise. For one thing, it allows both qualitative and quantitative assessment. What makes a meaningful day for me? If I'm working with a client who's had a breakthrough and an aha moment, that definitely makes a meaningful day for both of us. If I've encountered a story or remembered a story that I can put into my upcoming book that will soon be published by Routledge Publishers, coming out in the fall, called Using the Head, Hands, and Heart Model of Listening in Coach Practice, discovering a story to put in there definitely creates a meaningful day for me. But also something simpler, like having an in-depth conversation with a loved one, a client, a friend, or maybe even more impactful, a perfect stranger. Something that gets me off the surface, something that requires taking a risk on my part. That can definitely constitute a meaningful day. So I get to put a little marble in my jar. So far, this year, I've got 53 marbles. Not bad. I'm working on creating more. But what I'm also coming to love is the working metaphor of marbles. For any marbles I may have lost over the last 2 years, and I have a feeling there were plenty, maybe for you too, this is a nice way to get them back. If this exercise appeals to you, and if you're intrigued by the question, what goes into having a meaningful day, I encourage you to sign up for a short conversation with me. At that same time, I can take you through a short, quick, and actually pretty fun assessment of how many saboteurs, what kinds of saboteurs, are getting in your way. Sign up on my calendar at KimDakin.com. That's KYMDAKIN.com. And thanks so much for listening.